Tonight on the Barbara Walters Special.
You can go Hollywood as long as you go home afterwards and take a nice hot shower.
I'm looking for someone to spend my life with and to share my life with and to have more children with. I want more children. I love children.
My name is Bond, James Bond.
Good evening, and welcome to our holiday special. Tonight, from here on the coast of Spain to Englewood, New Jersey, with a touch of Miami thrown in, we bring you three very different men: Eddie Murphy, Sean Connery, and Don Johnson. But come to think of it, not so very different, because each has had huge success. Each is fiercely independent. Each says, "Take me the way I am." And each tells us tonight why he is the way he is. We'll show you Eddie Murphy's bedroom, Sean Connery's tattoo, and Don Johnson's plaything. Stay with us.
The Barbara Walters Special. Brought to you by Stouffer's. For quality, variety, convenience, and great taste, look for Stouffer's entrees and Stouffer's lean cuisine. And Mercury, the cars that are changing the direction of automotive design. Mercury, the shape you want to be in.
Something new has arrived to control the wind and the weather. The new shape of Mercury Topaz with optional all-wheel drive. The shape of Mercury Topaz. It moves like the wind, even in the rain. The shape you want to be in.
Oh, stop the car. Here, Dudley.
Here, madam, at the Stouffer's entrees.
Here, Dudley.
But madam never spends more.
Madam has learned better, Dudley. Madam has learned that she can have Stouffer's entrees for about $2.
No.
Yes, Dudley. More than 30 Stouffer's entrees are priced at about $2 each every day.
Madam will never have to eat those budget entrees again.
Knowledge is power, Dudley. Do drive on.
How you doing?
Maybe it's that mischievous look,
Trust me.
or the boyish charm. Maybe it's his irreverence, or just that laugh. Whatever it is, there's something about Eddie Murphy on screen that makes you never want to stop watching. Who else can make a comment on society with just a look? It all began on Saturday Night Live, and with characters like Mr. Robinson,
Cabbage Patch Doll.
Gumby, Buckwheat, and Little Richard Simmons.
You gotta miss Molly. Look like a hog.
He conquered the show.
Much too late, dog.
From the moment we saw him in his first movie, 48 Hours with Nick Nolte, there was no question that he had screen presence. But it was Beverly Hills Cop that showed what Eddie Murphy could do. With breathtaking skill, he proved his genius. In this scene, the director asked him to bluff his way into an exclusive men's club. Eddie Murphy thought about it for a few seconds, and this is what he came up with.
Tell Victor that Ramon, the fella he met about a week ago, tell him that Ramon went to the clinic today, and I found out that I have herpes simplex 10. And I think Victor should go check himself out with his physician to make sure everything is fine before things start falling off on the man. Perhaps you better tell him that. I think that would be best.
Beverly Hills Cop made over $350 million, the most money ever made in a comedy in film history. The movie made Eddie Murphy not only a superstar, but also a conglomerate. He owned a piece of the sequel, Beverly Hills Cop 2, which was also a huge box office smash. It is estimated that Eddie Murphy made $50 million in the last 2 years alone. Not bad for a 26-year-old. But with all the success, there has also been some criticism and disappointments. His only heartbreak in these few years of stardom is his breakup with Lisa Figueroa, a straight-A college student whom he was engaged to marry. Since that time, he has been in the arms of many women, but no one special. Critics lambast him for his profanity. This month, audiences will see the uncensored, unedited Eddie Murphy in his first theatrical concert film, Eddie Murphy Raw, R-A-W, Raw.
I went to a white disco recently, and white people can't dance. Y'all got one dance y'all can do. Y'all can do this like this.
Yes, there is profanity, but at the same time, he is a performer who doesn't drink, smoke, or use drugs. He gets criticized, too, for always traveling with dozens of bodyguards. But he says that he has 2 bodyguards, and the rest are friends. Not Hollywood insiders, but his childhood friends from Long Island. It was on Long Island that I first visited Eddie Murphy in 1983. He had just bought his first home, which was located just a few minutes away from his mother and stepfather's house. Well, times have changed. Today, he lives in a 22-room Georgian colonial in one of New York's wealthiest suburbs. And sitting in the driveway are Eddie's 5 cars, 2 Rolls Royces, 1 Mercedes, 1 Corvette, and a Porsche. His mother, Lillian, oversaw the renovations of the house. Eventually, there will be not only an enclosed pool, but also a complete gym, recording studio, and state-of-the-art projection room. The last time I visited Eddie, he had no furniture, and we did the interview sitting on his living room floor. Well, this time...
Barbara Walters? What are you doing here? No one told me Barbara Walters was coming to my house. Come in. Come in.
Hello would be okay.
I don't see Barbara. Why didn't someone tell me Barbara Walters came to my house? How do you come to listen?
Well, that concludes the interview. Thank you so much. Look at this place.
Yeah, my mother did this whole house by herself. The whole entire house. She decorated the whole house by herself. Let me show you the house.
It is
Because I'm
wonderful.
very proud of my mother.
And Eddie has every reason to be proud. The house is certainly impressive. There is a formal dining room and also a cozy breakfast nook. There are plenty of guest rooms, a necessity since there are always dozens of friends and relatives around Eddie. His office, surprisingly enough, is rather conservative. This is where all that biting humor is born. And if the office is the place to work, surely this room is the place to play. Is that good?
Yeah, I dropped a high ball. Pretty wimpy break, though.
Whatever that means.
Wimpy break? It means, like, I broke like a woman. You play pool at all?
Wait a second, what do you mean? You did what?
Well, you know, I'm not saying...
And so much for goodbye, and it's been very nice meeting you.
Well, but it's just that y'all can't play pool as good as us. You know, women don't play as... I'm not saying...
Are you going to hear from the women pool
But, hey, I would play pool with any woman watching. Men just... We're equal with other things. Everything else is equal. But pool is one of those things men just do better than women. For instance, try to hit that ball in the pocket.
Oh, but I've never done it in my whole life.
But if you're a woman and you are a woman and all, just try to hit it. You know y'all women, hit it in the pocket. If you get that orange ball...
Do I get the pin?
And you get the pin, and every woman watching the show will be like this, right on, Barbara, right on. Get the ball,
But if I don't do it?
If you don't do it, then I've made my point then. See?
But that's not fair. How long have you been doing this? Forever?
I'm only 26 years old. How long could I have been doing this?
Knowing you've been doing this 27 years.
No, you still got to start. See, you got to start off here. Just pop it right in there.
Just pop it right in there.
Pop it right in.
Just pop it right in there.
Pop it right in there.
Pop it right in there.
Just pop it right in. I am woman, hear me roar. And numbers too high. Let's go talk. Come on, you're gonna rip the table up. Stop. Okay, look, here we go.
Let's go.
There you go.
All right,
Barbara Walters. words, everyone.
Thanks,
You're,
Eddie.
I
really did it, didn't I?
I'm eating my words as we speak. Come on inside.
As you walk through the house, there are reminders everywhere that Eddie Murphy's idol is Elvis Presley. He told us that he admires the presence that Elvis had on the stage, but he can also learn from the mistakes that Elvis made in his private life. Eddie, why do you live in New Jersey and not in California where your films are made?
Because it's so close to the city and my family lives here, and it's this big misconception about New Jersey. New Jersey's messed up, but New Jersey is very nice. This is my bedroom.
So I see.
This is where I sleep.
Yes.
This is where I'm going to make my children, the children that I don't have yet. I'm going to make all of them right here in this spot. This is This is where I will make all of my children, right in this spot.
How many are you having right here?
I'm going to have about 3, but they're made right in this spot here, right, maybe here. Like here, on a freaky night, maybe here. If I'm feeling really wild, maybe on this stool I'll make it.
The one thing that I learned about Eddie Murphy that day is that he is intuitively, instinctively, and from the bottom of his soul, funny. And that humor has been with him since he was a child. Yes, that's Eddie Murphy, age 5. Even then, a star. A star of the home movies, that is. The need to perform came very young.
My mother would go to work, and I'd get dressed up and do shows by myself in the basement, or I'd break into the auditorium at the school and get on the stage and do shows on the stage. I was a very strange child.
What did you do in the basement? Is that when you did your Elvis Presley?
I do Elvis Presley concerts at live from Madison Square Garden album, and I would do Elvis. I was Elvis for 40 minutes, and then I would do my Al Green impressions, and then I would do my Muhammad Ali and Howard Cosell impressions.
And you did 40 minutes or an hour of you doing everybody.
Sweat pouring it. Thank you, and nobody there for me. My big brother came in one day, and I was doing a show, and he stood and he watched me, and afterwards I turned around, he was standing, he just said, "You crazy, man. You crazy."
Eddie, you still live among your family.
Yep.
Yeah, you haven't gone Hollywood, as they say.
Oh, I have gone Hollywood every now and then. I've had my Hollywood moments.
Well, tell us a little bit about the Hollywood moments.
I have Hollywood moments, but I always come home. You can go Hollywood as long as you go home afterwards and take a nice hot shower.
Well, a lot has happened since we last talked in 1983. You left Saturday Night Live. You became a movie star. What's been the biggest change since we talked?
I guess I'm a little more paranoid than I used to be. I'm a little socially, I'm a little more paranoid. Emotionally, I'm a little more paranoid. And those things, you have, but success and power kind of like isolates you. You get confused because you start thinking, you know, if I have this and I have that and I can do this and I can do that, how come I'm not happy all the time? Then you realize that nobody's happy all the time.
Mm-hmm. What are you missing?
I don't know. I'd like to have a family. I'd like to be married, and I'd like to have some stability in my life emotionally.
You really would like to be married?
Oh, sure. But I can't. I don't know. I'm real hard on women. Like I gotta have. I don't believe in that we can work it out. No, I think the woman that I marry, I should be perfect for her, and she should be perfect for me. And if it's not like this from the beginning, then it's like it doesn't work out.
You've had 2 engagements.
Yes, 2.
Came close.
Well, one was like I was a teenager, and the other one was really close. I really loved Lisa. I was gonna marry Lisa.
What went wrong?
Yeah, well, I still love Lisa. She's the only girl of my old girlfriends that like I'll still like think about every now and then. I think about her a lot.
Anyone in the picture now?
Seriously, no.
Yeah. After one begins to have the kind of success you do, I mean, there's a lot of praise, but there's a lot of raps. So we get down to the whole business of why does he have to be so profane? He's so talented. Why does he have to use those 4-letter words? Why does he have to be dirty?
There's no explanation for it. It's like a person asking an artist, why do you have to express yourself that way? It's not a fair question to ask anybody. It's the way I express myself.
In real life?
On stage.
On stage.
And when I'm around my buddies, I talk the exact same way I talk on stage. Yeah. Absolutely.
Did you always? Did you grow up that way?
That's the way I talk, you know? And I'm not even conscious of it. I don't like say, I don't use profanity like for shock value on stage. If I write a joke out, I don't write the joke and say every other word. I'm gonna say MF here, and I'm gonna say SH here, and the joke doesn't come out like that. It doesn't work like that. I get on stage and I talk.
So look at the influence you're having on these kids. Does that bother you?
Okay, well, I'd rather have a kid that used that said a curse every now and then and didn't drink and smoke. You know, I don't drink, I don't smoke.
In your film, you talk about a man who really, the last time we talked, you said was one of your heroes, Bill Cosby, whom you have not met.
Never. I've seen him a couple of times.
Okay, and he telephoned you. This is true, and you put it in your act.
I ran in the house all excited to talk to Bill and picked up the telephone, and Bill got raw on me. I was like, hello, Mr. Cosby? And you hear, I would like to talk to you about some of the things that you do in your show. I was so mad, I called Richard Pryor's house up and said, yo, Richard, Bill Cosby just called me up and told me I was too dirty. I said, do the people laugh when you say what you say? I said, yes. He said, do you get paid? I said, yes. He said, well, tell Bill. I said, have a Coke and a smile and shut up.
Yeah, but both of them are still heroes of mine. I think Bill Cosby's a brilliant comedian, and I love his show. And if the two of us don't have anything in common, or we're coming from two different places, fine. I still respect him, and I think he has a lot of talent.
The other things you hear about when the critics want to take the stabs, sometimes the audience, is the jokes about homosexuals. Why does he do it?
I think that's what comedy is about, is talking about things that people think about and talking about things that you have in common with somebody else. And maybe gay people take offense to it. You know, a lot of gay people take offense to it.
Do you care?
No, because I'm not a malicious comic, you know. I poke fun. I don't, like, stab you with my humor. I don't try to, anyway.
What about the jokes about AIDS?
AIDS is in the paper, and people talk about it. People are afraid of it, so I talk about what's out there, you know. I've never said it was funny. I've never said there's nothing funny about it. There's nothing humorous about it. It's tragic, you know.
I understand what you're saying, and I'm glad we're talking about it, because what you're saying is that anything that's in the world, I can have an angle on. I can laugh at.
I'm not saying I can laugh at, but I think it's my duty as a humorist to talk about it.
Is there anything where you say, you know what, that's just bad taste. I'm not going to do that.
You know when it's in poor taste? When it's not funny. You know? If you get on stage and you say something and 20,000 people laugh, it's no way it was in poor taste.
So if they laugh, anything's in good taste?
Anything's in good taste.
Would you ever do a serious film?
Yeah, we're gonna do a film called Fences. We just got the rights to it.
How would you feel about doing a serious role when everybody expects you to be funny?
It's just something that I want to do. So, see, people, I haven't lost sight of the fact that I'm an actor.
Yeah.
You know, it's real, it's a real weird place. It's like there's a difference between an actor and a movie star, because a movie star doesn't really have to act, because I've done films that I walked through and didn't do any acting, and the movies are still success. Well, like picture like Golden Child. You know, I watch it and I go like, I just walked through that movie. You know.
Do you want to be a fine actor?
I want to be a good actor, yeah.
As well as a comedian?
I see, that's another. I got so many different things I want to be. It's pretty unrealistic.
Like what? Come on, name some.
Well, I want to be a good actor, and I want to be a good comedian. I want to be a producer. I want to be a director. I want to write. I want to sing. I want to write my music. It's like it's a bunch of different things, and I'm doing all these things now. That's why I'll never be a bored old man, because I got so many plans. You know. I'll be like 70 years old going, and now I want to be a dancer.
Okay, you're a dancer.
And I'll be Jewish when I'm 70. I want to dance now. Let's go.
Would you like to win an Academy Award?
I don't know. Everybody would like to win awards. Everybody would like, but that's not in the cards for me.
Someday.
You know? Nah, I'm a comedian, and I'm black, and that's very rare when one of those win an Academy Award, and to be both and win one, it's not happening in this century. I don't think so. You know, the type of films that I do. You know?
Has being black been a help, a hindrance, or none of the above?
None of the above for me, professionally anyway.
Why personally?
Well, you have, there are places that you can't go still because you're black. And that's weird. That's when you're into a very weird area, man. I was walking out of a grocery store once, and I had my head down. Somebody went to get the car, and I was reading an Inquirer that was in the car, and some kids rode by, and they go, "Oh, you nigger, you nigger," and they didn't see it was me. And that tripped me out, because if my head was up, they would have screamed, "Hey, Eddie, all right, Eddie," but it was, my head was down, and I was a nigger, and that bothers me, you know, that we're still there. It's still that place, you know, and there's still places that I can't go, or places that I'll go, and they'll say, "We have no tables," and then they'll, "That's Mr. Murphy," and they go, "Oh, yes, Mr. Murphy." I hate that more than overt racism.
Does it make you want to help other blacks?
Sure. I got a lot of things I have to do. I can be a positive role model and a positive example, because I'm here and I'm a very stable person. I got a lot of people around me that love me, and my life is very normal. And I think that's a positive thing for black and white people alike, you know, just for people in general, you know, that I can be a positive role model, I think.
Eddie, try something with me. Let me give you a word and tell me the first thing that comes into your mind, okay?
Okay.
Love.
Lillian. That's my mother.
Success.
Elvis.
Marriage.
Oh, wow. Yeah, you see a name popped in my head and I wouldn't say it.
Okay. To come.
Skip.
To come.
Skip.
Fear.
Life.
Funny.
Eddie.